All right. Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great week. We got Lisa in here. How you doing, Lisa? We got Wayne in here. How you doing, Wayne? Of course, we got Cajun up on the panel. We got Daryl up on the panel. We got Delisa down there in the chat. So, um, like I said, I hope you all had a great week. Hope you had a better week than me. Um, I busted mine all week. So, hey, there's
Hey,
Tommy and
Tom.
Jeff. How you guys
Yeah.
doing? Uh, then was it? Yeah, Thursday night. I was out in the garage doing my normal thing. Decided to come in and eat dinner. Ate my dinner. Walked back out to the shop to shut it down and everything. Kind of looked down at the truck tire and just looked down. Like, what the hell is that on the frame? Yeah, I got a nice big crack going up the right above that axle on my passenger side of the rear of my truck. So, yeehaw. So,
Uh-oh. That ain't good.
no.
Hey,
Hey Ben,
man.
how you doing? And yeah. I got to fix that. I was gonna do it today, and I got up early this morning, went to the grocery store, and got home and put all the groceries away and fixed breakfast. And I just I didn't feel like going anywhere. I just didn't feel like doing anything. Um, seeing that kind of took the wind out of my sails for the weekend. So uh, but hey, we'll get her fixed. So hey, there's Breezy. How you doing, Breezy?
Hey, Breezy. Yeah, you're just gonna have to get off some of that rusted up money that you got there, Ed, and go ahead and spend a little bit of it and get a car or a truck or something. Get you a truck.
Dude, my money ain't in my hands long enough to get rusty.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, see that?
Hey, I can finally come up here.
Look,
Awesome.
you had
Oh,
you had
maybe not.
you had to get Jeff to go out there and dig up some of the mason jars and
Yeah.
ball jars or something
Stay on
he's
the
got
phone.
buried in the backyard to give you a loan there, Ed.
There went Jeff.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I was thinking that if each one of my subscribers would just send me $5, we could buy a pretty decent little truck.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Now, how did you spot that crack in the frame? It's the four-wheel drive. It's kind of lifted.
Well, it's the Z71 model, so yeah, it's a little higher. What I actually seen was the light coming through the crack. The way the sun was setting.
Oh, come on. What's going on with this now?
Well, you're here, Jeff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you can hear.
Hey, Rail.
Hi, Rail. How you doing?
Rail,
Mike's
hello.
on.
I was, I just kind of glanced down at the tire, and it's right above the axle, right behind the tire. So when I kind of looked down, I could see the very bottom edge of the. I thought it was a rust, just rust.
Unreal.
Kind of bent down and looked at it, and nope, it's a crack. So, we can hear you, Jeff.
Something tiny where you can clean it off real good and then pass a good weld on it.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take after work tomorrow. I'm going to jack it up right at the front spring hanger, and that should bring the frame back flat. Putting the weld back on. I mean, it's only open just a minute little bit. So if I take the weight off of it, it should flatten it back out. And I got some plate steel at work, so I'm going to cut me out a nice big, probably 8-inch long, as wide as the frame.
Yeah.
Put some holes in it, and then weld around it, pot weld it, and that.
How old is it, the truck?
It's a 99.
Okay. I like those year models.
Yeah. But Friday at work, my breaks and stuff, I was kind of looking around the internet and stuff, and I definitely don't want anything newer than like 06, 07, because they've been having way too many problems with the engines and stuff, and the newer ones and the frames, like the 2010s and stuff, and the Chevys. They're worse than anything I've ever seen rusting out. So, Yeah, Ben. If it's not rusted too bad, I will grind out the crack and fill the crack, grind it down, then put the plate over it. Yes.
Yeah.
The bad part about it is it cracked right in front of the bump stop mount, and I can't get the bump stop mount out to get a plate underneath, like an L, because I got some big like 6-inch angle iron at work. That's what I was thinking about using, putting in there, welding sides, and then trying to get a little bit underneath. But the crack is just like a half an inch right in front of where the bump stops at. So yeah, it won't. It won't. The angle iron won't work. So
Hey,
hey, full wave.
What's that full wave?
So, but yeah, the truck. I mean, I found a really nice avalanche. About 60 miles, 70 miles from here. Uh, they want like $8,000 for it. Not bad price, but um, it's one of them things that's on marketplace, and by the time I would get approved for a loan and everything else, it would probably be gone. Yeah, it would be gone.
They didn't send you to an email. Say, hey, it's from my sister. Here's her email.
It.
Contact her.
No.
Oh yeah, moving is a pain in the butt.
That would be a scam.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm in the process of putting some money back. I was planning on towards spring, actually getting enough, saved up for a pretty decent down payment and stuff on a truck. But yeah, this sucks. So anyway, let's change the subject. I want to get off that because that's depressing. So what have you been up to this week, Cajun?
Oh, well, I went to the dentist Thursday. And dentist told me, hey, I got that arm for you. I said, what, you wanted that for a microscope or something? I'm like, yeah. So he says, can you meet me here tomorrow? Yeah. He says, blow your horn. It'll be in the back of my truck, but blow your horn when you get behind my office. He's closed on Friday anyway. So I'm like, okay. It took me and him to finagle that thing in the back of my Jeep. And, it's not an open Jeep. It's a Liberty SUV style. And, man, I had to get it out in pieces. It's too heavy for me. Me and Missy finally got it out. I'm going to do a video on the start to finish. But that's about what I mean. It is hot out there. Man.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for not wanting to go out in that 100 plus heat or 100 plus heat.
112 with the heat index. 103 without.
Damn.
Yeah. So I think when I looked out this afternoon, it was like 86 or something like that outside today here. I should have mowed the grass and stuff, but I just needed the day. I just needed the day to veg out,
My neighbor's kid, I don't think he wants to cut the grass because it's too hot. He was supposed to cut it last week. It's not tall though, so I'm not worried about it.
Well, we got some pretty heavy rains Friday night here, and I could have done it yesterday, but when I kind of went down to the backyard and checked things out, it was still a little soggy. So
Y'all are lucky. Well, we got like 35% cloud. Okay, it's little cloud. You can see a little like dark color on the bottoms of them, but they're not coming together. To make one big cloud. Kind of like the clouds you see in the Midwest on movies. It looks like it's gonna rain, but it never happens.
Right.
And that's unusual for down here. Usually in the afternoon we get thunderstorms, that cool us down. Not this year. Not yet, anyway.
Well,
80 degrees. Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh, showing 81 here, so I don't know. I ain't stuck my head outside to even look. It looked cloudy this morning, so I just rolled back over and went back to sleep.
I heard that. I did the same thing.
Hey, Roadrunner.
Beep beep. Road runner.
Hey, Roadrunner, what's happening? Oh, full wave, man. Too hot to smoke it too. I didn't think. I think. You know. I mean, I don't. I don't smoke it myself, but I didn't think it ever got too hot for that. Or, you know.
Yeah, I don't think he does it near though.
So, but yeah,
That's
maybe
it.
tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow evening or Tuesday evening, I'll get out there and get it mowed. But
Oh, okay.
it ain't high on my priority list to get it done. You know. So
Well, Thomas, I'm jealous.
Well, I one day this let's see what Wednesday, no Thursday I think it was. I got out there and uh I got mine cut because they was talking about rain the next day, and so I got it cut down. So I did get mine cut this week. Hey, Mustard.
I don't know much, sure. But
The thing bad about my yard is you got to use a push mower. You don't have to. You can use a zero turn, and then weed eat the rest. But if you don't have a zero turn and you have a push mower, it's a lot of back and forth. Getting under stuff and all that. It's not straight line. Like you can go and get it done quick.
I can mow my front two little patches with a push mower, but um, yeah, there ain't no way I'm mowing my backyard with a push mower. Well, thank you, Steve Sky, appreciate that. So, but but yeah, I thought about pushing my backyard one time with a push mower when my riding mower was down, and I made two passes up and back, and I'm like, yeah, we can just let that shit grow.
You get me another cup of coffee.
Because it wasn't even a self propelled one. It was a little Honda, like 20-inch, 22-inch, something like that, push mower. It was light, but this old fat boy ain't doing that. It would take me a week to mow my grass. It'd be time to start over again. So it was motivation to get the riding mower fixed. So, but
That's what I was fixing to say. Now you can build a pulling tractor and all that stuff, but you can't fix your own daggone riding lawnmower.
dude, we have priorities around here. Yeah. Roadrunner, my neighbors never complain, because it doesn't do them any good. They complained a couple times when I first, the first couple of years I lived here. The one guy asked, why don't you get on a regular schedule? When you mow your grass? I'm like, because I mow my grass when I have time. You know, I actually considered buying a goat, but have you seen the prices of baby goats? For a price of a baby goat, you're talking almost $300 at some auctions. And no, I'm not paying that for something that's just going to eat the grass. Yeah, I could eat it. I could eat it at the end of the year, but you know, the part to fix the motor was only like $60. So
Yeah, but the junk riding lawnmowers nowadays cost you $300. I mean, you can't find them $1,500 riding lawnmowers no more to work on. So
awesome, Mudster. Be seeing them suckers on marketplace. Uh, wait. You got that wrong, Tommy. Tommy. This ain't no YouTube millionaire. You know. I may have the subscribers and all that, but I ain't got the view time. I'm barely making $100 a month. I'm making just enough that they send me a check. And this month coming up, August. You see, August, September. Yeah, about September. I'll probably get a check in September. But October, November, December, January, February, it usually dries up, and I don't get a check for probably 5 to 6 months. Okay, yeah, they got the Briggs V twins in them.
Good deal, much.
Those are pretty. Those are pretty decent motors, engines, motors, whatever. But yeah, I want to redo my front flower beds out along the front of my house, and I want to make them about 2 foot deep or 2 foot out from the house. They put that round river rock in it. Um, I had one of the groundskeepers at work. I did some work for him a couple years ago. Got a bunch of his equipment stuff serviced and fixed and all that kind of stuff. And he was supposed to come. He was supposed to come do the labor. I was paying for the stone, providing the tools, everything he needed to do the work. He was just going to come do the work, and he kind of, snubbed me. And nope, he never showed up. And ever since that point, he's needed stuff done and kind of hinted around, and I just keep telling him, you can't afford me.
Ask him how much does that stuff does he need?
How much what stuff?
The river rocks. She ain't gonna haul that stuff all the way up there. I mean,
oh no, we've got piles of it at work of flower beds and stuff that we've taken out, and it's got dirt and crap like that in, which I don't. It don't matter. It don't bother me none. I'll put it in my flower beds. But they they say anybody can have it if they want it, and so as soon as one of my friends' sons, he just turned 18. He was up. I've been helping him a little bit with some mechanical work and other things, and he said something about it because he actually came up and did my weed eating for me the one time and wouldn't take any money for it. So I was smiling for the camera. Anyways, he said something about it, and I told him what I wanted done, and he's like, well, I may just show up some Saturday morning and, get that done for you. So, I may wake up some Saturday morning and he'd be out here digging in my front yard. So, yeah, well, goats, you got to watch. Goats can actually pull the grass out by the roots, just like sheep. They're better about it than sheep, but sheep will. I'll never own a sheep to like pasture wise. Sheep. Yep.
Yeah, but and if you got a decent car in the yard, you better believe a goat will jump on top of it and tear that thing apart too. Because I mean, that's what the only goat I ever had in my life. The old man loaned it to the guy at the junkyard, and that goat jumped on top of a brand new Cadillac with the that he had parked out there working on it, and well, I didn't have no goat anymore. Let's put it that way.
Hey, Mike Hodge. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, Lisa. That would be a problem if they kept stealing the goats. Dirtfoot Racing's in here. I didn't see him come in.
Yeah, he's a little above Tommy and Lisa Ann's comment. About 10 comments up.
I'm sorry, I didn't see him come in. Hi, Dirtfoot. Long time no see, brother. But yeah, my one uncle actually had a couple goats. He bought them. He owns a slaughterhouse. He bought them because somebody wanted them, and the people never come through. So he ended up feeding them out until they got full size. Then he ended up butchering them and having a big party and stuff, and had roast goat, delicious. And
Goat's good.
Yeah, over at my mom's house, No, Thomas, I don't need no cow. Over at my mom's house, she's got that like 3 or 4 acre lake there, and then uh, has an island in the middle of it. We were going to buy her a goat 3 or 4 years ago to put on the island because goats can't swim. So we were just going to put it on the island, let it do its thing, eat the high weeds and all that, and the multiflora and stuff. And yeah, we checked on prices of them. She didn't get no goat.
Well, get one that gets you. Well, if you're gonna get you a goat, get one of them fainting ones where you can go boo and it falls over.
Got you a
Yeah.
cast iron color? Wow.
On the cast iron coolers on the PTO side, a lot of times there's a number stamped in there. It's like a 301, 321. That would be an ID number cast into the block on the coolers.
Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine at a Troy built a horse tiller. You know, remember the old style tillers from 1970, 69,
Oh, yeah.
70s, or whatever? He had that.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a Magnum 8-horse cast iron on that one. I redid the starter, put some new brush board out. Job, man. I was an inventive little fool that day, trying to get everything that started back together because the brushes wanted to, got springs on them. And I played hell.
Yeah, you would. It's a full wave. I don't care about the milk because I don't drink milk.
I tell you, he was a character now.
Yeah. Unless it's chocolate milk, I don't drink it. And right now on the diet I'm on, I can't have chocolate milk. So
Wow.
I can have white milk, but I can't have chocolate. So
is it a doctor's order diet?
Nope. Dr. Ed. Just Dr. Ed.
Okay. Something you want to be on. Okay.
I'm tired of being 365 pounds.
Man, you sure don't look that big.
Well, I wasn't that big when I was down there at your place. I was about 245, 250, or 345, 350.
Okay.
I've gained roughly 20 pounds in the last year and a half or so. So I'm tired of the no energy and tired of puffing and everything else. So we got to do what we got to do, and we're going to lose some weight. So
Or just get in, go with the guy over the sports there, and go use the facilities there, Ed, for the athletes. Go start working out and stuff.
Well, we actually have a full, gym and stuff that all the employees can use. They have a separate one for the athletes, but yeah, I can go use it anytime I want. But yes, Lisa, very hard on the knees.
Yeah.
I'm just if I had the extra time, I probably would. But right now, with everything going on, maybe when the snow starts coming and cold weather comes around, I get a little extra time. But I've been doing it for actually about a week and a day. I started last Saturday, and I can already tell I feel much better.
Thomas, is that Power Smart engine? Is that the same one Taro put a video up on a while back with a lawnmower a couple of weeks ago, saying never seen it, never heard of it. He put it with the shelf, the floor queens, put it that way. Display model only. He said, do not buy this. Do not buy this mower. And I think it had a Power Smart engine. Whoever made it, don't know.
Lisa says she's going for her next 45-pound loss. Awesome. I'm doing basically a modified keto diet. Not keto is no carbs at all. I'm very, very limited on my carbs. But at first, I thought it was going to be super hard to do. But after a week of it, it's actually very, very easy. I just, you know, just stay away from all the carbs, the potatoes, the chips, and
Bread,
all that. Yeah, breads. I
rice.
haven't had. Yep, no rice. It's surprising if you actually look into it, what you can eat, vegetable wise, and you can have any meat you want. As much of it, and much of it is in reason. But you can have pork rinds. Pork rinds are zero carbs, as long as they're plain pork rinds. You can have beef jerky. Beef jerky, zero carbs, as long as it's just the original beef jerky or peppered beef jerky without the stuff
Ribeye
on it.
steak,
That was
bacon.
what I was fixing to say to you. It's just so many preservatives and everything else in food now. That's what gets you. I
Yeah,
mean, you can look at that list of what's actually there, but that's why these years here because of damn preservatives and everything else that's in and just eating meat or eating vegetables or whatever.
Now you need carbs every now and then. You can have carbs, but you limit yourself on it. Doctor told me that, Missy, that. A buddy of mine in Mississippi when I was living there, his name was David, his nickname was Sarge because he was a sergeant in the army and he was a sergeant in the police force. Anyway, Sarge he lost 100 pounds with
yeah,
Atkins diet, which is the same thing, no carbs. He ate
right.
bacon, pork chops, steak, uh, and all the eggs he wanted.
Diet I
Uh,
did. Cut
so it was more or less eating steak and eggs all the time for breakfast.
damn.
But
How much?
he lost 100 pounds like that. Took him a little while, a year, but he got it.
That's why I had no energy.
And exercise. He'd go to the gym too, because he didn't do nothing else. He was disabled, so he went to the gym.
You have to eat with what
Yeah,
you can
but
deal with. The rest
I
of your life.
mean, but you got to have some carbs involved because
Yeah.
if you don't have carbs involved, you don't have energy. So
You have to eat with what
Actually,
you
actually, my energy level has gone up, and I've noticed that since I've
the weight
cut like because I used to stop and get sausage McMuffin every morning for breakfast and stuff. Since I've cut the breads, the sugars out like that, I don't get the ups and downs of the sugars and stuff like that. So I'm feeling actually feel have a lot more energy now than I have in the last year. Um, you know, more motivated, I guess. I don't know, but and yeah, what Thomas said there about the knees. Yeah, being a mechanic and stuff for 30 years, it
You want
it
that?
it sucks.
all right,
Well, my goal is I would like to see the south side of 300. Um, I don't think that's
Missy wants to
unreasonable.
lose. Missy wants to lose like 40 to 50 pounds. He don't weigh but 150. That's it. And I said, no, you ain't gonna get down to 100 pounds. There's no way. You be
Yeah, that,
skin and bone. You be smaller than when you were 18.
yeah. I mean, I would love to get back down to my high school weight of 220. Um, I felt good then, but if I can do this and get back under 300, stay there, yeah, I'll be happy for that for a while. So
Doctor
and
did tell Missy there's good carbs and bad carbs. Just Google it. Google's your friend. He
yeah,
said,
yeah,
and
yeah,
find out for yourself what you can have without me giving you a 30-minute spiel on it.
right, right. That's where I've been doing all my research, and I've actually got a friend that did basically the same thing. She lost I think she lost 40 pounds, and she's been giving me a lot of recipes and telling me a lot of stuff that I can eat, what I can't eat, or what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat. Um, uh, the other day for supper, I took I had some pepperoni in the fridge and some Roma tomatoes. I sliced a couple of Roma tomatoes up, put some pepperoni on them, wrapped some Munster cheese around them, and that's what I had for dinner. So
There you go. Now, isn't there a bread you can eat, like pita bread or one of those kind
there,
of overseas breads that you can eat on the Atkins diet or keto?
there is a low carb bread, but it still has like 15% carbs or something like that in it per serving. So right now, uh, I'm I'm cutting. I'm trying to do as little carbs as possible. 2 grams or something like that per serving. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Um, Dave's Killer Bread, 1 slice. Okay, there you go. Lisa said that. Sammy, how you doing, dear? Thank you for stopping in.
Oh,
Hey,
Sam,
Sam.
that is long time.
Uh, nice.
I don't.
Hey, small town.
Yeah, but hey, small town, how you doing? The one thing that's actually killing me is, I mean, it hasn't really affected me, but I can't have peas, like green peas. They're
Really?
too high in, yeah, they're too high in sugar.
Oh,
So
yeah, they are naturally sweet.
yeah, yep. So
I
I
thought
can't.
natural sugar was good, kind of good for you though.
It is, but when you're trying to cut all the carbs and you're trying to force your body to use the sugars that are in its body, or
Yeah.
before So
What about mama beans? You know, lima beans. I call them.
uh, I'd have to look it up and see. I got a whole list I printed out from work.
I think that was one of the things that Sarge did eat was mama beans.
Yeah.
Junkyard dog.
Hey, junkyard.
Hey, Junkyard, how you doing, buddy? But I did find some really good recipes for some green beans. I like green beans, so be watching out for one of those recipes coming out here in the next couple weeks.
I mean,
Um,
pop snap beans.
yep, snap beans. Bachi, how you doing, dear? Hope
Hey,
you're
Hey,
that's
doing
my
Bachi.
great.
No, actually, all you got to do is get Bocce driving the car behind you, and you go for a run, Ed.
yeah.
And I mean, because the video y'all showed of her driving and all that stuff. You wouldn't be able to run to the sidewalk because she'd follow you on the sidewalk. So you
Yeah,
got in the
definitely.
middle of
I
the
kind
road
of
to
heard.
go.
I kind of heard a story about that.
She follow behind you with the horn on the car, keep making it go faster, go faster, go faster.
Yeah, brake check for Ed. That's right, baby. She knows where it's at. So, but yeah, I've cut my portions down some, but I've never been a real big, huge eater. Um, Now my breakfast on Sundays and Saturdays, that used to be a pretty big one, but then that was the rest of the day that I usually didn't eat again until supper. Um, uh, but that's one thing I thought was going to hurt is not being able to go out for my weekend breakfast. But I've been checking menus and checking ingredients and stuff like that, and I think I can still do it. I just can't have the taters and the corned beef hash.
Yeah,
Can't have my corned beef hash, but
just your
Really?
just
Well,
stick
or
with
is it made with
just stick
potatoes
with
or something?
the meat and eggs. Eggs have no carbs in them, so
Yeah, steak
right,
and eggs for breakfast.
um,
Chicken fried steak.
eggs are zero carbs. So
right.
Whatever
Um,
you're gonna eat, you gotta eat that the rest of your life, or you'll get it back. That's what happened to me. Uh,
Ben, do I? No. Like between my meals and stuff, I may have a snack when I get home from work. It depends on what I ate for lunch. But no, I don't. I'm not a snacker between the meals. Yeah, chicken fries are breaded.
Oh, that's right. It's breaded. Well, uh, egg and milk wash, and then flour. But how
Yeah,
much flour though? It's not a whole lot.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to watch and
Yeah, because
hey, Katana, what's happening?
kind uh, you can look at flour at the bag. It'll tell you the carbs per
Yep.
serving, and then that might be. I don't know. How do you check the serving on flour? Because you always use it for baking. You know, if it's
Yeah.
like a quarter cup, chicken fried steak won't have that much flour on it. Maybe a
Mm.
quarter cup. Maybe.
Uh, I don't really know right offhand, but I know you can use almond flour in a lot of your baking instead of regular flour. Um,
Oh,
Later, Thomas.
yeah, see, I can't have the oatmeal because of the carbs. I thought about that, so
Bocce, I got the solution to the stupid ads. If you get here when Ed starts it up, he does that 30-second scroll, and the ads pop up during the 30-second scroll, and you don't have to worry about the ads.
yep, there you go. But oh yeah, it never. When you move Katana, it seems like it never ends. Um, when my ex moved out, I actually found boxes that we had packed 2 moves before we moved in here. So
okay.
yeah, that stuff went right into the trash because I hadn't needed it in all them years. So
If it was boxes of books, you should have went through them books because that's probably where she was hiding all that money she got from you.
uh, so that must be something with YouTube, Ben, because some weeks people get ads during the live stream, and other weeks they don't. I don't know what the heck that is. I know they play one at the beginning usually, but if you're getting them during the live stream, that has to be something with YouTube. I'm gonna have to check in to see what the heck that is.
My box is not checked. I got a box. It's not checked.
A box where?
In my studio, when I go live, uh, my YouTube studio, when I'm doing everything, at
Okay,
the monetization part, there's a box underneath. It says mid-roll ads, midstream roll ads. And
okay,
there's a box you click, I don't click it.
okay. I'll have to go down. I'll have to go check that whenever when I set the next one up to see if it's checked or not because I've never checked. I usually just check on do you want to monetize? Yes, and save it and go on.
Wow, 3.5 hours. Hmm. I've never had nobody tell me I had ads in mine. Nobody
Uh,
has informed me of that.
Actually, you can. I'm there. Full wave. You can cook with lard. Lard is actually low cholesterol. You can have bacon as long as it's not like maple bacon that has sugar in it and stuff. Yep. So this is the only stream they it must be you then, Bocce. You must be when they know that you're coming in. Uh, they put ads in my live stream just for you. Yeah. Yep. The ads is how I get my $100 a month.
I wish I got that every month. It's the
Like
super
I said,
chat that gets me every two or
well,
three months. Over.
By this month or next month will be the last one I get until spring.
Well,
So it usually drops off.
I'll tell you what. Last night y'all were sitting there watching me with mine, and I'm not even monetized. And I was still getting. I sat out there all day yesterday with the television going, and the television is not signed in to under any account, and I still got ads all day long on watching my own videos that's not monetized.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah, YouTube's greedy.
Yeah. They will put ads in everybody's video, whether you're monetized or not. If you're a brand new channel, only got one video up, they will put ads in that sucker because they want to make their money.
I was reading something on, I forget what I was looking up, but it did pertain to this. It said Google, their annual revenue, total yearly annual revenue, 22% of that comes from YouTube ads.
Mm-hmm.
So the other 78% is whatever else Google, I don't know how they make that money, but 22% of their yearly annual income is from ads on YouTube.
Well, they put like on Google Chrome and stuff on your searches and all that kind of stuff where it says sponsored. Those are all paid ads
Mm-hmm.
by those people. So even if you use a Google search, you're still technically getting ads, and that's people are paying to have their website at the top.
well,
When
that's
I go
fine.
to my email, I watch that
If
2
you
or 3 ads. It looks like emails, what the hell, actually emails, but it's ads, sponsored ads,
it just
and I
says
always,
sponsor across the
delete,
middle.
yeah. Now watch how you delete them because the delete, you're going down the line deleting because you know where that delete can's at. When you get to that sponsor that had the delete can's not there, it's over just a little bit. When you click, you're clicking on the ad itself.
Yep. So, but yeah, I actually had my first SD card go bad. It has a bad sector in it, and I videoed some stuff not last week before, and went to edit it this past week and that, and there was a big chunk of it missing, and it didn't matter if I reformatted the card or anything, it wouldn't. It kept coming up that can't record on this card, can't record on this card. So I had to dig through my stuff and find a couple other different SD cards to use. So
What brand it went bad?
How do you label your cards, SD cards, like number 1, number 2, and you got in a notebook what's on number 1 and number 2?
actually, I don't store my stuff on SD cards. I download it off the SD card, and I have external hard drives that I store all my stuff on.
So, like when you make a video, it's on the SD card, and when you upload it from the SD card, it erases it automatic, or you erase it after?
No, it doesn't. I copy it from the SD card onto my computer into a file,
Right.
and I'll have 6 or 8 files there on my desktop. And once I edit the video and everything and upload it, then I take that file and put it in my SD card, and then I put it in my external hard drive. Then I erase and format that SD card.
Okay.
So when I first started doing it, I was storing everything on SD cards, and it got so expensive and everything else. So a friend of mine told me to do it this way. It's cheaper to buy a 2 gig external hard drive and save everything on that. And, everything's labeled, and everything's in one file. Your video clips, your edited video, everything. If you need to go back and re-upload something, or you want to pull clips from a video, you've got them all right there, nice and organized, and you don't. I don't have to. I don't have to go through 50 million different SD cards. But I do have separate SD cards for for my regular camera that I use to shoot most all my videos, and then my action cameras I got. I've got 3 action cameras.
GoPro or similar.
No, these are what are these? These are the 8-man. You can't even buy them no more. They don't make them. They do a good job, but they were like $65 a piece, something like that. Super cheap. They shoot decent video, but I've got SD cards for each one of those, and those are numbered 1, 2, and 3. But
buddy of mine, he found some cameras like a GoPro, but they were like 25 or 30 bucks a piece. He tried them, and man, he was pushing them. Hey, y'all get this, and he was putting a link up where to get it. It was on Amazon or something. 30 bucks, and it was just like a GoPro. You probably wasn't waterproof and all that like a GoPro, but for 25 bucks, it's better than what, 200?
yeah. Hey, Patrick, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, Patrick.
Oh.
Yeah. I buy the two is it 2? No, it has to be 2 terabyte, not 2 gig. They're big ones. I don't know. They're not the big monster ones, but they're the Seagates. But I've got one full and one I just started using. So, yeah, they're nice. And those action cameras, I used to shoot everything with those. Now I just use them like when I have to when I need a small camera. But I was actually looking at what was those things we were talking about, the 360 cameras.
Oh yeah,
The Insta 360s.
a couple of weeks ago we were talking about that. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, $400, I think, something or whatever. Man.
They've got 2 of them. One is a long narrow type 360 camera, which is pretty awesome. I like the video it shoots and stuff. I've been watching a couple channels that use them, but then they also have one that looks like a regular GoPro, but it's modular. You can shoot 360 with it. You can shoot regular video with it. But the cool thing about it is the little camera part comes off and it's magnetic. You can stick it on just basically anything you want. But then the little other half of it has a little monitor, and it's Bluetooth and it's Wi-Fi, I think, connected. So you can see, like if you stick it on your helmet or whatever, you can look at it and see where that camera's pointing and everything.
That's
if you want,
that's DJI, I think.
DJI might have one, but this is the Insta camera.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at, and they're those things are cool, and they're $400 and something, but I would never spend money on something like that. What I would like to get is what they call a field monitor. It's like a 7-inch screen. You can plug it into your camera. You can plug it into your GoPro, and with my old eyes, it makes it easier to see when you're trying to get the scene or shot set up and stuff. And I looked at those. I can get one of those for a little over $100. So I might be investing in one of those. Go ahead and test away. But sorry, Katana, for the pop-ups. Yeah, I've been actually looking at those field monitors for 9 months or so. Um, it just it's real hard. Like it's a tractor pull, so it's bright and sunny out. It's hard for me to see my little 3-inch screen
Yeah.
to be able to make sure I'm getting the shot and make sure I'm zoomed in all right and everything else. Um, but they're coming down in price.
Well, that school don't have used equipment like that, did.
No,
But they, I mean, after they use them so many times, they get. I mean, the Virginia Tech over here has those auctions. I mean, like computers and all. But the thing about it with the computers, they go ahead and they basically drill the daggum hard drive so you can't get nothing off of them. But
yeah,
I
that's
mean, the cameras and stuff you still could use. I mean, but
well. See, all their computer equipment and stuff like that. All the hard drives get pulled, but everything else gets actually sold to a company that refurbishes them.
mm,
Um, they've got a contract with them, and to actually buy anything off the university is a hassle. It's everything has to go up for sealed bid, um, unless it's garbage or being recycled. You know,
mhm.
uh, so if you if you don't if you can't you know if you put in an honest bid of what it's worth, you know it you know there's people that just bid stupid high prices for stuff that you can
Yeah,
buy brand new for another $100.
yeah,
I was actually talking to the TV station, the guy that's in charge of the TV station and stuff there, and was asking him about cameras and stuff like that and what they use, what software they use, and all that kind of stuff. And just out of curiosity, they had a DSL camera there with the field monitor on it. I said, well, "What do you guys do? When they're 3 or 4 years old?" I said, "Do you guys upgrade?" Oh, he goes, "Oh yeah, we upgrade." I said, "Well, what do you do with the old stuff? Do you sell it?" He said, "Actually, no." He said, "We destroy it and junk it because they tried it one time and it just becomes such a pain in the ass um, that you know." He said it's not worth their time to try to do the sealed bids and all that kind of stuff and get a company that or find a company that will recycle them or anything like that. They strip all the good stuff they can off on lenses, the field monitors, if they're still good, the mounts, blah, 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 whatever they can, batteries. And then the rest of it just gets destroyed and recycled. So,
There's a place not far from Darrell in Virginia. It's called, it's an e-waste company. I say e-waste, I kind of say that broadly, with like colleges, laboratories, stuff like that, that has older equipment.
mm-hmm.
That
yeah,
this place either buy it or the school or lab will donate it to this place. And what they do, they do a full erasure like computers, laptops. They sell awesome laptops.
yeah,
They
yeah,
refurbish the high dollar, and they make sure nothing is on there. It's a white disk, hard drive, whatever, and they auction it on eBay. The name of the store is Try C2, uh, something like that. But they their business is actually not far from Darrell in Virginia, and they've got good stuff. Test equipment. They got laptops. They got these brand new little and a lot of brand new stuff. Uh, these little mini computers that are like a 64 gig or 32 gig hard drive RAM, which is a lot to me. 32 gig of RAM is a lot, because I've
Yeah.
only got six, six gigs in this laptop. But that's all it is the little mini computer. They selling those like $100. I sent
Yeah.
Full Wave Rec the email with that link, that store link. Man, like he popped up. Wow, $99 for this is a half a terabyte hard drive computer. 512 gigabytes or whatever it is, and like 64 gigs of RAM for $100 a laptop. Now that's a bid, okay?
Yeah.
Starting bid was at $50, and it got up to 100. No telling how much it will go up. But hey, if anybody needs a good laptop, and that's a Dell, I think.
Yeah, my
They
my
got
last two
high stuff too, Apple stuff too.
my last two laptops were refurbished, and my desktop that I'm using right now is a refurbished, and I have no issues with the refurbished stuff.
There you go. Is it what kind is it?
Uh, I have got two Dells and a Lenovo.
Oh, okay. I'm going to
I
send
would,
you the link later on to that store. You browse through it. And they got all the gloves, uh, batteries, brand new. All this stuff is brand new. These power supplies for like alarm systems and stuff. They come in these
yeah,
boxes. You open it, it's got a little power supply for when the electricity goes out and stuff. The batteries inside, to keep your alarms or whatever activated. And like you can get those for $40, brand new. You can resell that stuff.
hmm Well, speaking of free stuff and that, did everybody go to Harbor Freight this week and get their free items? I
No,
did.
Johnny
No,
wasn't around. Johnny wasn't around. We'd have went though.
it wasn't.
Yep.
I didn't know they had it.
It wasn't good. Nothing. The free stuff wasn't worth what it worth the 40
Wasn't
mile
worth the
30-mile
gas.
trip away. It wasn't worth
Well,
the
we
30-mile trip to go get it. So
Yeah, $15 of gas to get a $2 flashlight.
yeah,
well it was a 4-inch round magnetic tray, one of their big
Oh,
packs of AA or AAA batteries, and a tape
oh,
measure.
oh!
So, and if you're an inside track member, which I am, you get all three of them. So,
At the same time.
yep, I went in and spent $6, $7, and got my free items. I was gonna go back today and buy something else small and get see if they give me two trays instead of one, but I didn't make it back there. So, but
I remember Johnny spent a couple of $100 one time. That brake, that metal brake they got, isn't that like $150? I think.
mm-hmm.
And he
Something
bought
like that.
some little roller dollies because they had the heavy duty casters on them. The dollies were on clearance. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that meant they wasn't going to handle them no more. The dollies all put together were cheaper than the four heavy duty casters. You could get two dollies for the price of four casters, so he got eight casters for hardly nothing.
Yep.
We put them big V6 outboards on them dollies. We strengthen them
Yeah.
up a little bit, and we put
Right.
them V4s and V6s on them, and we can grab the foot where the prop's at. We can grab the foot, move that thing anywhere in the shop we want. Well, actually, we can't because it's so messy. You got to step over, hop over stuff. But anyway, it still helps getting the outboard into the shop.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it was. I went with my brother yesterday, so we had to. He had a couple of things he needed to get for the boat, so I bought one, he bought the other one, and I didn't know he wasn't an inside track member, and he went to one cash register, I went to the other, and I'm sitting there with my three things, and he looks down, he goes, how did you get all three? I'm like, because I'm an inside track member, aren't you? And he's like, no. I said, I wish I would have known. I said I would have gave you my number instead of you could have
Oh, yeah.
used you would have got all three. So
Now, Johnny could have got, we went to the Harbor Freight, we each had a list. I wanted a little air compressor that was on sale for like $50, $40 or $50. I wanted the sander, that 30-inch, 1-inch sander. It didn't have the side disc on it, just the belt sander. I wanted it exclusively for knife sharpeners. Okay,
right.
And the same setup that Deer Meat for Dinner has. I got all the belts and the surgical leather belt, what have you. I got all that. I think I spent $20 or $30 just on the belt, and it's for knife sharpeners. They meant it to have that. Anyway, with all the stuff Johnny bought, he could have had a free inside track membership for 2 years.
Yep, that's how I got mine. I went. I forget what I bought that time, but the lady behind the counter is like, "Are you an inside track member?" I'm like, "No." She goes, well, "Let me figure it up." She figured it up. She goes, "If you become an inside track member right now," she goes, "what you're gonna save will more than pay for your membership." I'm like, "Well, let's do it then." So,
Yeah.
it's free. It's free to sign up. So
I've done that. I've done that in South Carolina one time, but I never did. I'm not an inside track member anymore, but I did it for that one daggone time, because that was when I had all that work I had to do in South Carolina, and it was cheaper to go to Harbor Freight than it would to come all the way back to Virginia to get tools. So.
right. Well, that's what I figured. I'd just do it the one time, just let it lapse, blah blah blah. But I figured it up over the whole year. I've saved enough with my inside track membership to it pays for the membership every year. So, but
When Harbor Freight first opened their store in Lafayette, about an hour drive from me, it was on Arnold Boulevard. I had a friend that was working at Century 21 Gateway Real Estate Company. He called me up and said, "Hey, they just opened up a Harbor Freight by me over here at about an office." I'm like, "Oh." I went there. Well, it was about a year later after they opened. They had a 220 table saw, and it was the belt driven twin V belt motor on it, and it was 12-inch blade. And I'm like, man, this looks just like the Grizzly saw. And I think Grizzly made it for them. But they had it on clearance like for $400, and I was stupid not to get it. I already had 3 table saws in my cabinet shop. But I got to thinking about it later because they didn't have any more when they sold those. I got to thinking about it later, and I'm still kicking myself in the butt for not getting it.
yeah. So, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. It's been an hour. We're gonna shut this down. I appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out with me. Love y'all, and we'll catch you all next week. I think Daryl's going to do his on Saturday at 7 p.m. Cajun's going to do his when he pops up and feels like it.
And probably Monday I'll have a buy a penny game. Well, I'm just finished the one I got going off. I got 4 pennies left to sell, and it'll probably be tomorrow sometime. I don't know. It might be after Theo goes off tonight. I don't know. But anyway, all right, everybody, y'all know the routine. It's good being north of the grass. Y'all stay safe. Be that way. Be that way. Stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Pluta.
Pluta.
Yeah.